Welcome back to the Dylan Shea channel. Today I'm talking about my top 10 favourite football games or soccer, if you're American and watching this, of all time. But it's football, by the way. Now, I'm a Spurs fan, so I tried not to put too many Spurs games in here, obviously because I could have just put about 10 of them on here. But I decided to limit Spurs to just 2 games out of these 10. Now let's start with number 10, and number 10 is quite a random game. It's Spain 1, Netherlands 5 in the 2014 World Cup game week 1. I was quite young when this happened. I don't remember too many games from when I was young. I think I was about 12. But I do remember this one. I remember watching it. Spain came into this winning the 3 previous tournaments. So for Netherlands to win this 5-1 was a huge shock. And the main reason this is one of my favourite games is the goal. I think you know which one. It's Van Persie's header, which I have not reacted to a goal like that. I've only reacted to a goal like that twice in my entire life. It was Ronaldo bicycle kick versus Juventus, and it was Gareth Bale's bicycle kick versus Liverpool. I remember my reaction when Van Persie scored this goal. One of the best goals I've ever seen. It's the best headed goal of all time. Ian Robin also scored a ridiculous goal as well in this game where he just ran past like 4 players and then had amazing composure, went past Casillas, sat about 3 players down and then rifled it top bin. And I like that Netherlands trio of Schneider, Van Persie and Robben. I just really like them as players. But yeah, that goal is the main reason for this. An amazing game, and yeah, just an amazing goal. One of the best I've ever seen. In number 9, I've gone for Swansea City 0, Cardiff City 1. Now, not the greatest game ever. I mean, it was 1-0 Cardiff. But in terms of happiness, how I felt after a game, this is right up there for me. It was the perfect game. Back then, I was a massive Cardiff fan and a massive Craig Bellamy fan. I couldn't believe he was playing for Cardiff at the time, and for him to score such a good goal against Cardiff's main rivals, Swansea away as well, to get a 1-0 win. It's probably top 3, I felt, for happiness in terms of after a football game. That Bellamy goal has 88,000 views versus Swansea on YouTube. I'm probably responsible for about 75,000 of them. The next game in 8th place, I have Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Barcelona won this 3-2. I mean, this game is very iconic. I don't get to watch many El Clasicos, so, for me to watch this one, it was a pleasure. 2 of the best of all time going at it. Not in their prime, but not far out of it. And I mean, their primes were basically their whole career, so technically it was their prime, really. And this game delivered in big fashion. Look at the lineups in this game, by the way. Disgusting. Rakitic scored a great goal. James scored a great goal. But it was all about Lionel Messi, who I think the greatest footballer of all time, and took this iconic photo. First goal, by the way, for Messi in this game is absolutely ridiculous. To do that against Real Madrid, unreal. I think it was his 500th career goal or Barca goal, one of them. Yeah, what a game it was, honestly, end to end. And then in the 92nd minute for Messi to do that, I think the points were quite close at the time between Barca and Real Madrid as well. So for him to do that, just such a good game. In 7th, I've gone for Man United 1, Tottenham 6, my first Tottenham game on here. Sorry, Jack Jones, if you are watching this. But wow, this game made me happy. We were unreal in this game, by the way. I thought we were going to win the league after this game. I think this win took us 2nd or 1st in the league. I seriously thought after watching that, we could win the league. Obviously, I shouldn't have thought that because we're Spurs and, well, we inevitably ruined it. Ended up finishing 7th, actually. Tanguy Ndombele was world class in this game, as was every other Spurs player, really. And it was at the point where Kane and Son were assisting each other all the time. They ran Man United ragged. Our 5th goal from Serge Aurier was beautiful. The build-up, it was one-touch passing, and then Aurier just smashes it into the bottom corner. Mourinho back at Old Trafford too. It was just too sweet. Unfortunately, that is where the Jose era peaked, though it didn't get much better from there. In number 6, I've gone for France 3, Argentina 3 in the World Cup final. In terms of games, it might be the best football game of all time. It's definitely top 3, but it could be 1. I think it might be. It's definitely the best final of all time, isn't it? It's either that or Istanbul. The GOAT won the World Cup. This just had to be in my top 10. I mean, it was end to end. Argentina were going to score 1 minute, then France. And that Emi Martinez save is the most clutch save of all time. And it was also the 2 best players on the pitch in Messi and Mbappe. Both put in incredible performances as well. Mbappe scored a hat-trick. The volley is outrageous that he scored. Messi carried Argentina in an attacking sense through the whole tournament, really, but definitely in this game as well. Went to pens. Who doesn't love a game that goes to pens? I watched it with some of my friends, which just made it that little bit better. In number 5, I've gone for Portugal 3, Spain 3. Now, I love this game, by the way, so much. I think I was in year 10. I came home from school and Portugal and Spain were playing each other. Couldn't wait to watch it, and boy did it deliver. Ronaldo just has some of the biggest I'm him moments of all time, and this was one of them. Ronaldo was so good in this game that he started a downfall for about 2 years for David De Gea. The free kick, oh my word. The clutch on that free kick, by the way. And I remember actually at the time thinking he's going to score it, because he was looking at the goal in a different sort of way. There was no way he was not scoring after that. The way he was looking at the goal. I was watching it thinking, you're going to score. And he did. Spain also had 2 great goals as well. You know, Spain played their part in this game. Nacho was very good and he scored a great goal. And Diego Costa scored a great goal as well. And he got a double actually on the day, which made it 3-3. I loved that game, the vibe, everything about it. I came home from school, watched that game. It was just good. Good times. In number 4, I have Man City versus Liverpool, 2-1 Man City in the Premier League. Now, this game was absolutely huge. Coming into this, I think Man City were roughly 7 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool hadn't won the Premier League yet, so this was a massive game for them as well. The build-up was huge. It was the whole champions versus challengers thing. I would say, when you look at the quality on both teams, I think it's probably the greatest Premier League game of all time. When you look at what's on the line, the talent, and the actual game itself, starts with an Aguero goal that he just blasts in the top of the net. Then Liverpool score a ridiculous goal to equalise. The passing, Trent switches it to Robertson. One-touch football, by the way, who then, perfect first touch, passes it to Firmino, who heads it in. What a goal. And then Leroy Sané, who haunted Liverpool every time they played, scores an amazing goal, an outrageous finish off the post, and Man City 2-1, and then go on to win the title from it, beat Liverpool to the title by 1 point. That game was so important. Unbelievable game of football. Unreal. In third, I've gone for Man City versus Monaco. Now, if you want a game where you just want to see fun, this is the game. For a start, there was 8 goals, which is always good. Monaco were a very young side. You might remember Mbappe at Monaco, Bernardo Silva, Thomas Lemar, Fabinho. But the start of the game for Monaco was Radamel Falcao, who took an awful penalty, but one of the most filthy goals I have ever seen in my entire life. Bullies John Stones off of the ball, and then probably does one of the most unpredictable chips ever. I'm surprised Willy Caballero didn't retire after this. I love that goal so much, by the way. So much. I could watch that goal for an hour straight. Aguero was good. David Silva was very good in this game. Sane was purring. Such a fun game. I've watched the highlights to this game probably about 15 times. If I get bored, sometimes I'll just check that game on the highlights and I'll watch it. Now, my second favourite game of all time is Man City, which, yes, I have Man City 3 games in a row. Man City 4, Tottenham 3. My favourite Spurs game of all time. I nearly died watching this game. Never should a football game be allowed to change my emotions and thoughts on life so much. For a start, Tottenham won, drew and lost in this game. They lost the game 4-3, they drew the tie 4-4, and went through to the FA Cup at the Champions League semi-final. How KDB was on the losing team to this game, I have no idea. Sterling as well was very good. I feared him every single time he got the ball. Him and Kevin De Bruyne tore Spurs apart from the majority of this game. I think this was the game for Son where he really cemented himself as just as important as Harry Kane. Really stepped up for Spurs. He scored the only goal in the first leg versus Man City in this tie, and then scored 2 goals in this one as well. In this game, there were 4 goals in 10 minutes. In the first 10 minutes, there were 4 goals. Then Sterling scored the 5th goal of the game in the 21st minute. Fernando Llorente then scored, which was a handball, by the way. VAR missed that completely. Then, I look at my phone, and my friend has sent me about 60,000 laughing emojis because Sterling just scored and knocked us out the Champions League in the 94th minute. And then more things happened because every minute of this game something was changing. Spurs somehow didn't concede because it was just the most narrow offside of all time. Man City scored an offside goal, so Spurs are now back in front. Pep's furious after celebrating like crazy, by the way, and somehow Spurs end up going through. Even talking about this game makes me nervous. I watched the highlights back for this game, just to re-jog my memory. I was nervous watching it, and I know the result. I hate that game, and I love it at the same time. Now, number 1, I will never watch a game that makes me as happy as this did. It's Belgium 1, Wales 3 in the Euro 2016 quarter-final. My footballing life peaked in this moment. It really did. I will never see Wales do anything like this ever again in my life. You have to look at that Belgium squad. Just look at it and understand what Wales did that night. This is why I will regard Gareth Bale so highly. Gareth Bale didn't score this game, but he played incredible. If Gareth Bale was not there this night, none of this happens. If he wasn't there, we're not even in the Euros. So the fact that we beat Belgium 3-1 and got to the semi-final of the Euros, that is why I hold Gareth Bale to such a high regard. There is very limited players, I'd say, you could chuck in that Wales team and make them play as well as they did, that could carry that Wales team like Gareth Bale did. Very limited players. We had a back 5 of Ben Davies, Ashley Williams, James Chester, Chris Gunter and Neil Taylor. We were not meant to win this game, but we were actually better than Belgium. We just looked better than them, we controlled the game, we passed better than them, and we defended better. This game, for me, will always be my favourite game of all time. It means so much to me, this game, honestly. I just remember every minute, pretty much, that I was watching it. Let me know what is your favourite football game of all time. If you want to watch more videos, I have plenty on my channel. Thank you for watching.